Hi, my name is Chris and this is Battle Nonsense. Earlier today DICE published a new Battlefield 4 server build called R52, which fixes the dusting issue that got intensified by the summer patch. Since it takes some time to update all the game servers, you have to expect that the game feels a bit worse, as such a rollout always puts the servers and data centers under additional stress. Now, as I explained in one of my previous videos, the reason why the dusting issue got worse when vehicles were involved in a firefight is that the game used a too low frame history time value after the summer patch, and that caused that the server rejected your hits even at a reasonable ping. I also explained in that video how that check works and what role the FHT value, the latency of the player and the speed of the player or vehicle that you fire at play in the process where the server decides if it should confirm or deny your hit. So even at very low pings you had serious troubles hitting the enemy chat after the summer patch, because if you had more than 75 milliseconds then the server would pretty much ignore all of your hits, while you could very clearly see all the impact effects on the body of the chat that you were in a dogfight with. So after an issue in the build process of the summer patch was able to set the FHT value to 0.125 instead of 1, the developers have decided to hard-code the value to 1 now in order to avoid that this will happen again. This means that now that the release 52 of the Battlefield 4 game server has been rolled out in retail on all platforms, you should no longer experience the dusting issue at a reasonable ping during dogfights and other engagements that involve vehicles. However, it has to be mentioned that there is another side to the FHT value, that especially players on the consoles might have noticed during infantry combat, as they are plagued by players who join servers outside of their own region and play at ridiculously high pings of 250 milliseconds or even more. When the FHT value was set to just 0.125, then the server would confirm your hit on a player that is running as long as your ping was below 250 milliseconds. Once your ping got higher than that, the server would deny your hit, and so you didn't get a hit marker and the other player would not take any damage. With the FHT value now set to 1, this changes quite a lot. In the same situation you will now need a ping of more than 800 milliseconds to get your hit rejected by the server. So just to be clear here, increasing the FHT value back to 1 was necessary, because otherwise all engagements in which a vehicle was involved would no longer work properly, not even at a reasonable ping. But the flip side is that you will now die much further behind cover if a high ping or out of region player fires at you. This is much less of an issue on the PC, where the admins can simply apply a region lock or run an automated high ping kicker that kicks players from the server who have an average ping that is above a certain value configured by the admin. But on the console this is quite a big deal, because we have much more out of region and high ping players there due to the lower amount of server locations. And on top of that, the admins of console servers do not even have the ability to run a high ping kicker or a region lock on the servers they rent and pay for. So unlike the admins on PC, they are not able to help themselves. So again, DICE had to increase the FHT value back to 1, as otherwise engagements between and with vehicles would not have worked anymore, not even at a low ping. But what this incident also showed us is that we really need a better solution for how the hit registration handles infantry and vehicles. And something has to be done about the high ping and out of region player situation on the console, which is an issue that exists since day 1 and is driving the players crazy. The second issue that was fixed in this new server build was a problem that caused servers running the hardcore preset to either appear as custom or unknown server, which also caused that the filter options in the server browser didn't work properly when you were looking for a hardcore server. So these are all the changes that were done in this patch, which brings us to the end of this video. But before I wish you a nice day, I want to thank every one of you who is supporting me through Patreon. This will really help me with the required upgrade of my 4-year-old CPU, mainboard and memory. Every little bit of help is highly appreciated. So if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like, subscribe for more, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, have a nice day and take care. My name is Chris and this was Battle Nonsense.